Oh, please do it. Please hit her. Please, I want to see you do it. The hell's wrong with you? Hit her, you bastard. Put your hands on her.
Oh, my God, don't hurt him.
Oh, I'm not going to hurt him. I'm going to kill him.
So today we're going to be talking about the story of Medea. No, not that one. Yeah, that one. That's the story of Medea we're going to be talking about today. Medea was written by Euripides in 431 BC in ancient Greece. It's considered a Greek tragedy, but we'll get into that more later. It was written to be performed in a play in giant amphitheaters that all the people of the town would come and watch, and it was performed by actors. And so it wasn't written to necessarily be a story to read on paper, but more of a performance in person. Now, in ancient Greek theater, the plays were used in a competition to see who could have the best performance, and often there were a lot of people there, and there would be a chorus and an orchestra and a bunch of other things, and the characters' deaths would usually be off stage. And so the basic gist of the story of Medea is Medea has this husband named Jason. Well, at least she had this husband named Jason. Jason leaves Medea and her kids in order to marry Glaus, the daughter of the king, in order to advance his own status. And so after Jason leaves, Medea gets upset and she's really sad and everything. And so Creon, the king, sees her as a threat, thinking that he's going to do something against his family. And he wants to exile her, but then Medea begs and begs, and she gets one more day back in town, one more day to stay. And that's just enough for her to plot her revenge and carry it out on Jason.
Medea is the main character of the play and the protagonist. She's a tragic hero. A tragic hero is basically someone at an elevated status that experiences a downfall due to a tragic flaw. The downfall is often internal, which in turn affects the external world around them. For Medea, her tragic flaw is her excessive passion, which leads her on her path to revenge. On Medea's road to revenge, she goes through an emotional transformation. She goes from being a suicidal, broken-hearted girl to this fury-driven, revengeful character. And once she's achieved that status of emotional fury, she's able to carry out her plans of revenge without any second thought. The fact that she does contemplate carrying out her plans of revenge does show that she's not completely crazy and evil and that she does have a heart. But after she gains her level of fury, she is no longer capable of any second thought and just continues to carry out her plans. Medea then murders the king and his daughter through the use of her children, and to resolve them of any implications affiliating them with their murder, she then executes both of her children. And to justify her actions, she says that the pleasure of watching Jason suffer their loss outweighed her own remorse of killing them.
The next character we're going to talk about is Jason. Jason was Medea's husband until he saw a hot girl and left her. Jason can be considered the play's villain, even though his evil doesn't really stem from his strength and meanness. It stems from his weakness, and because the girl he left Medea for was freaking hot, and also she was the king's daughter. So, I mean, double whammy there. Sorry, Medea. But Jason leaves Medea, as I've said, for Glaus, the king of Corinth's daughter. And when he does so, his action fuels Medea's eventual downfall because her passion for him is turned into malice and hatred. One aspect of Jason's personality that really makes him more of a villain than someone we can be sympathetic for is because of his self-centeredness and, as some would say, his douchiness. Jason doesn't even realize that he did anything wrong, and he finds himself the victim, even though he left his wife.
The next characters are the children. The children are the offspring of Jason and Medea. They are kind of oblivious to the world around them and everything that has been going on. Medea uses them as pawns to murder Jason's soon-to-be bride, which in turn results in the death of her father, King Creon. Medea then kills her own children. Their innocent death represents the greatest element of tragic emotion and horror in the play. It's a really bold statement, taking a member of your own family's lives, which represents just how crazy and malicious Medea can actually be.
The next character we're going to talk about is Glaus. Glaus is the daughter of King Creon, who Jason leaves his wife, Medea, to go be with. Glaus is mainly noted because she is extremely attractive.
She's a fox. In France, she would be called La Renarde, and she would be hunted with only her cunning to protect her.
She's a babe.
She's a robo-babe. In Latin, she would be called Babia Majora.
If she were a president, she'd be Abraham Lincoln.
Also, one of her biggest parts in the play is the fact that she accepts the gifts from Medea that end up murdering her. So she's not that smart, but at least she's pretty. She never utters a word throughout the whole play, but her role in the play is extremely important, as without her, Jason would have never left Medea.
Our next character is Creon. Creon is the king of Corinth. He banishes Medea, but allows her revenge to take place, granting her 1 day to stay before exile. This ultimately allows Medea to carry out her plans of revenge, which then leads to the demise of Creon himself, as he commits suicide by taking his own life, accepting the same fate that his daughter did, taking the poison, resulting in a painful, agonizing death. His death is important as it creates a sense of urgency within the play for Medea to carry out her plans of revenge.
The next character, or characters we're going to talk about, is the chorus. And while the chorus isn't technically a character in the play, it's extremely important in Greek theater. The chorus serves as almost a musical narrator of the play, kind of telling the audience what's going on, setting the mood, setting the tone, singing about things that we might not necessarily see on stage. And so the chorus, they kind of help things run smoothly. In this particular play, in Medea, they really sympathize with Medea and everything that she's going through, and they describe everything that she's having to withstand, and they describe the murders and everything. And without the chorus, a lot of the story wouldn't really have been told. So the chorus is an extremely important part of this play.
Our next character is Aegeus, the king of Athens. Aegeus passes through Corinth on his journey to find a cure for his sterility. He runs into Medea, and Medea offers him a cure for fertility. In return, she asks for a place to escape to after she's carried out her dastardly plans. This moment is pivotal to the plot, as it marks the turning point in the play, when Medea changes from the victim to the aggressor.